One of the biggest money mistakes that people make in Canada is opening and using the wrong account to save and invest. You can literally lose out on thousands of dollars in tax-free growth. TFSA, RRSP, FHSA, you've probably seen this acronym online or heard someone talk about it and you're confused on how you can start using them as a newcomer or what exactly do they mean. Now, these are powerful tools that help you save and grow wealth tax-free in Canada. And in today's video, I'll be breaking these accounts down. Their definition, the limits, how you can use them, which of the accounts you should open first. And at the end of the video, you'll also get a clear path each of these accounts and what to use them for so that you get the optimal benefit from it. Welcome back to the Newcomer Series, where I share my experience and key things you need to know about settling in Canada financially. In today's episode, we'll be talking about the tax advantage accounts, TFSA, RRSP, and FHSA, how to use this powerful account to strategically grow your wealth in Canada tax-free. First, we have the TFSA account. This is the tax-free savings account and is honestly my favorite. Don't let the name fool you. It's not just a savings account. It's a registered account where you can save and invest, and whatever growth happens in that account is totally exempted from taxes. For example, if I open a TFSA account today and I buy a stock worth 1,000 Canadian dollars and say in the next 3 or 5 years that particular stock appreciates to 10,000 Canadian dollars, I am totally exempted from tax, free from capital gain tax or even withholding tax. And that's why it's very, very nice. Now, here's how it works. Every year, the government announces the limits for each individual, given that you are eligible. As long as you are 18 years and above, or in the year that you arrived in Canada, you start getting contribution room. For instance, I came into Canada 2024. The limit for 2024 was 7,000 Canadian dollars. And in 2025, it was also 7,000 Canadian dollars, meaning that as at today, I have a cumulative TFSA contribution room of 14,000 Canadian dollars. I can open as many TFSA as I want with different institutions, but the rule is that as at today, I should not have more than 14K contributed into all my TFSA accounts. So if you have to calculate all the balances together, they shouldn't exceed 14K because that's my contribution limit. Now, contributing more than your limit results in penalty and is usually 1% of the excess amount every month. So you want to be sure that you are within your limit. If you arrived in Canada earlier than 2024, you'd calculate the contribution room for each of the years, and that would be like your cumulative limit. It's also interesting to state that why I love this account is if, for example, in this year I have 14,000 saved in my TFSA, and for some reason I decide to spend out of that 14K in November, right? By 2026, I get back that room. So every year, whatever you use from your TFSA account, if you take out money from your TFSA account, you'll get back the contribution room in the subsequent year. And it's a very good account to save and invest. The only important thing to state is, unlike the other registered account, it doesn't reduce your taxable income. You just get to save your investments and your savings tax-free. So you want to already open one because it's one of the most flexible out of all the registered accounts to grow your money tax-free in Canada. Most people always ask me, can I have more than one TFSA account? Yes, you can. You can have more than one TFSA account. You can have one with, for example, with like Wealth Simple for investment. You can also use a TFSA account to save your emergency fund. But I always recommend that you don't just save in your TFSA account. It's a golden opportunity to grow your wealth tax-free. So you want to be sure that you are investing in your TFSA. You can also start with any amount. You can put as little as $1 in a TFSA account. So make it a point of duty to open one. I will be linking my Wealth Simple referral in the description. Open a TFSA account and send in whatever you have so that you can just start growing and saving your money smartly in Canada. Now let's move on to FHSA accounts, the first home savings account. Now, this is relatively new. It was introduced in April 2023 by the Canadian government to support first home buyers. Here's how it works. Every year you get to contribute up to 8,000 Canadian dollars in your FHSA account, and you have a maximum lifetime limit of $40,000. It also works as the RRSP, which we'll be talking about next, because it's tax deductible. Say your annual salary is 60,000 Canadian dollars and you contribute 8,000 into your FHSA this year. You would only be taxed on $52,000, and this means double tax benefit. Not only would you be getting your home tax free, you will also be getting like a tax refund for contributing into your FHSA. The only downside is whatever you contribute into your FHSA account can only be used to buy your first home, and you can only have your FHSA accounts open up to 15 years. So if you open like your first FHSA account today, which is 2025, you are expected to at least have bought your first home before the end of 15 years, which is quite a long time, to be honest. But the good part of this account is, even if you do not have any money to contribute today and you open your FHSA account, say even December 30th, you get the contribution room for 2025. And by 2026, not only would you have like a contribution room of 8K, you have 16K, because then you have the room for 2025 and the room for 2026. That's about 16K. And that's what I did in December last year. Before taxes, I opened my first FHSA account. I only contributed $500 into it, but going into this year, I now have like a bigger contribution room and I can contribute up to 16K into my FHSA account. However, if by 2026, when you have the 16K room, you do not like contribute up to 8K, you will lose your contribution room, because the maximum amount you can carry over into the next year is 8K. But notwithstanding, it's a good account that you can open if buying a home is your current or your medium or short-term plan. I would always say go for FHSA. It's a solid account that gives you a lot of tax refund. And during the tax season, you're definitely going to hear a lot around this account. The last registered account we'll be talking about is the RRSP account. This is the Registered Retirement Saving Plan. It's mainly designed to help you save for your retirement. Whatever you put into the account is tax deductible, just like FHSA. And the money also grows tax-free until you withdraw it upon retirement. Now, the logic behind it is that at retirement, your tax rate will be lower. So it helps you save on paying higher taxes now that you're earning more. Now, just like FHSA, if, for example, you earn 80K annually in Canada and you contribute $10,000 to your RRSP, the CRA, which is the Canada Revenue Agency, would only apply taxes to $70,000, which gives you more tax refund and you get better tax benefit. There are also some programs within the RRSP, like the Home Buyers Plan, that allows you to take out, I think it's up to 35,000. I'm going to put the exact amount on the screen to support like your first home. And also you can withdraw money in the long life plan for educational funding from your RRSP, which would also be like tax free. Here's the logic. If you earn lower than 60,000, focus on using TFSA to grow your money, because even at retirement, it's still tax-free. But if your income is higher than 70K or from 60K and above, you want to already start saving with RRSP too, so that you can get refunds during tax season. So I always say start off saving in the beginning of the year in your TFSA, and towards the end of the year, you then make a decision if you want to move your money to FHSA or RRSP so that you can get tax refund. Some employers also have like employers match. I'm so sure you've seen like job application where you see RRSP match 5%, 3%. What it means that some employers offer maximum of 5% match if you contribute to an RRSP plan. So if you're in corporate and your company is offering you RRSP match, that's literally free money. Here's what I usually recommend to newcomers that are wondering which one should I open first. This is more like the roadmap. Open a TFSA account immediately. Use a very friendly platform like Simple. Start saving, and most importantly, start investing through your TFSA account. The next is you want to open FHSA before the year runs out so that you can get higher contribution limits in the subsequent year when you start earning. And finally, always start out the year saving first in your TFSA account so that if you have need for the money, there are no restrictions. You can always withdraw from your TFSA account, and by the end of the year, you can decide if you want to move it to your FHSA account or your RRSP account so that you can maximize your tax benefits. It's also important that I state that when you're opening this account, ensure to update your beneficiary and successors well. Beneficiary is someone that gets the money from the account if something happens to you, and your successor is either your common law or your spouse that can take over the account tax-free and without any penalty. So you want to be sure that when you're opening all of these accounts, you are updating the beneficiary and successor correctly. For TSFA, add a successor, and for FHSA and for RRSP, you can add beneficiary or beneficiaries. You can have more than one beneficiary on the account. And remember, TSFA is flexible. You can use it for anything. FHSA is for your first home, and RRSP is mostly for retirement. You also want to be sure that you're maxing out your employer RRSP offer just so that you get free money and you grow your money smartly. And that's about it on the tax advantage account. I hope you found this video helpful. In the next episode, I'll be sharing the key benefits and programs available for newcomers in Canada so you do not miss out on free money. Now, do well to subscribe, turn on post notification, give this video a thumbs up, and follow me on other social platforms at Money Talks with Buchi, where I also share practical tips. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next episode.